Welcome back to the Hunter's Advantage YouTube channel. I'm Christian Babcock, founder of the Hunter's Advantage. Today we're going to be doing a quick gear review video of a release that's been out for a while from Cobra Archery. It's called Cobra Archery The Moment. I've been using this release for about 2 years now in a variety of hunting situations, and just going to give a little bit of insight into what I like about the release, what I don't like about the release, and then we can quickly talk about the updated design that is now available on Cobra Archery's website. To start off, what the Moment is it's a hook style wrist release that Cobra came out with a couple years ago. So what I like about the hook style release versus caliper release that has two pinching fingers together typically tends to wear out a D-loop a lot quicker. I've had a lot of, when the D-loop, when it pinches onto the D-loop and pulls on it, if there's any openness in the two calipers, it will start to wear on the D-loop. And I've actually seen in other videos and personal experience where a D-loop has broke when someone is pulling back all that weight on the initial draw on their bow, and the D-loop actually just snaps because the calipers have wore it out. You don't have to worry about that on hook style. The hook on the release right here sits around the D-loop and has absolutely no pressure on it that would cause it to wear out. So I really like that aspect of it. Another thing that I like about the Moment is this has an adjustable barrel. So this barrel on this release has 3 different settings that it can go on that adjust the length. I like to have mine pretty short, that way I can wrap my entire finger around the release. Some people might want that barrel to be a little longer or a little shorter. And right here on the release, there are 3 holes that you can take out this simple screw with an Allen wrench and set it to a different setting. So I do like that aspect of the release. Probably my favorite feature of this release is the 3 levels of adjustability that you have to conceal the release. If you've hunted enough in tree stands before, you've had the release banging on the tree stand while you're headed up the ladder, or banging on your climber while you're climbing up the tree. That's not going to happen with this release because most releases just sit in this position. With the Cobra The Moment, you can either put it in here, this position, or my favorite, this actual fully tucked away position. And while you're wearing it, you can actually just climb up the tree, climb up your climber, set your climbing sticks up or your saddle, and you can do all that with 2 hands. Normally, with a normal release, you're kind of neutralizing one of your hands if you want to have it on and do stuff at the same time. So I like that aspect about it. Another thing that I like about the release is the leather on it is real premium. I really like the leather. The stitching feels really premium as well. And after 2 years of wear, I have 2 years of wear on my release, but you can still see that for the most part, it's really holding up. And this isn't 2 years just sitting in the arch in my bag. This is 2 years of actual use, thousands of shots, and the leather is actually it's holding up pretty well. So I do appreciate that. The thing I dislike about the first iteration of this release is this tag end. A couple of years ago when they made the release, it has a lot of adjustability in size of wrist, but it created this kind of floppy tag end. Since then they have fixed that, and there's an actual band that comes around that you can plug the tag into the release in, and it will sit more tight to the wrist. Glad they did that update. Another thing that's been updated on the Moment is this Cobra etching on the release is now a glow-in-the-dark fiber. So they've actually taken a fiber and stitched the Cobra name into the strap on the release, and it's glow-in-the-dark now, which is really nice. Drop your release out of the tree, it'll be a lot easier to find. So do appreciate that. The new version that is out now of this release has a little bit of a skinnier barrel, which it's not a big deal to me. I didn't have any issues with this version of the release, so that's nice. One of the things I dislike about this release is the actual trigger of the release is sort of straight. I wish there was a little bit more curve to it. On the Moment, you do only get the one flat trigger, but on the Moment Pro Series, that's a collaboration with Cobra Archery and Heartland Bowhunter, there's actually 4 different triggers that you can get on this release. Same style of release, just 4 different triggers. So that's nice. I wish there was just a little bit of curve in this trigger. Just my personal opinion, something I would have liked. You can get the different trigger options that come with this release. All in all, for $109, I think it's a pretty good buy. It's a little bit more on the expensive side because they've added the new features. It's expensive in terms of a wrist strap release. We're used to paying more for hand releases or back tension, or thumb releases or back tension, but for wrist strap release, it's kind of in the upper echelon of price. And used to, when this release came out, it was $79, which I thought was just an absolute steal. They've added new features and they've improved upon the design. So is it worth it? I think so. I think it's a release that's going to last you several years. It's built out of premium leather. There were a few design flaws that I saw in the first iteration of the release, which I think they have fixed now. And I think it's a good buy now if you're willing to invest the money. Obviously, a hook style release is typically a little more expensive. I like the hook style release. I think it just breaks a little cleaner, and I think it's worth the extra money. I think Cobra's done a good job of releasing new iterations and fixing some of the design flaws the first round of the Moment release. So you can check it out at cobraarchery.com and make the decision for yourself. It is a little bit of a pricey release, but it's a part of your bow hunting rig that I think is worth spending the money on. You don't want to be going through D-loops. You don't want to be drawn back on a deer and have your calipers get locked on your D-loop or rip your D-loop. So I think for the average bow hunter that's using and is very used to a wrist strap release, you're going to really like this offering from Cobra Archery if you want to dish out a pretty penny to get it. So that's my thoughts. If you guys like the video, make sure you subscribe to the Hunter's Advantage YouTube channel and turn the bell notifications on so you'll be notified when we post more content.
Let's go! I love you. Boom. Ding! Bottom cam. My hair goes.